Hey, what's good? I'm professional shooting coach Colin Castella, and you're in luck because today I'm going to help you avoid 3 massive mistakes that most players make on their jump shot. All right, so shooting is a game of inches. If you're off by just a little bit, that can be the entire difference between your makes and your misses. So today what I want to do is I wanted to help you avoid 3 of the biggest mistakes that I see players all over the world making again and again and again. But before we jump into it, we want to get you your reps to make sure you're getting as dialed in as you possibly can. So I actually put together an exclusive workout for you called your quick draw shooting. And all you got to do is click the top link in the description down below or the top link in the comments and get instant access to it today. And it's 100% free. Now, when we're thinking about these big mistakes, right, we want to make sure that we're trying to eliminate them because, like I mentioned before, the difference is so small between a make or a miss. So the very first tip that I can give you is loading the ball lower. And the massive mistake that most players do is that they load the ball high. If you've been with our channel for a while, you've probably heard this, but for some reason, players all over the world are still doing it, right? So basically the idea is most players, when they shoot, they set the ball up here on their shoulder and they bend their legs. Now the problem with this is if I set my ball up here by my shoulder, the ball's already here and it stopped its movement while my body fires, while my body loads and my body fires. That kills my momentum, it kills my fluidity, and it kills my power. And a lot of times those 3 things are the things that cause misses, right? So what we see with a lot of great shooters, the Steph Currys, the Kevin Durants, the Kyrie Irvings of the world, most of them when they're shooting, they load the ball lower down here by their waist or down here by their thigh so they get all that upward power and momentum with their body instead of setting it on the shelf. If you look at a lot of the bad players, they're the ones that set it on the shelf. So the first tip I can give you is try to start loading the ball a little bit lower and you're gonna get a lot more consistent with your jump shot and you're gonna get a lot more range on your jump shot. Now this is the part where some angry old guys go into the comments who doesn't really know how YouTube works and he's like, blah, if you load the ball lower, it's gonna be a lot slower and you're gonna get your shot swatted out of bounds and blah, blah, blah. Not true. Absolutely not true. The best shooters and the fast shooters in the world all load the ball lower. Ray Allen, who's widely considered as having one of the fastest jump shots, dipped down by his waist pretty much every single time he shot. So I don't even want to hear it. If you leave in the comment section down below, I'm just going to disregard it, right? So make sure you're loading the ball lower and you're immediately going to hit more shots. I guarantee it. All right, so the next thing that absolutely kills a lot of players' shooting percentage is what we call heel strikes. Meaning as they're getting ready to shoot, their heels plant into the ground, whether it's their plant foot and their second foot, and then they roll onto the balls of their feet. Now the problem with rolling from heel to toe is it really sucks your energy and momentum into the ground and then it's hard to regather it back up. So what we want to do is think about keeping our heels off the ground and pretending like we're loaded on a springboard, right? If I was getting ready to jump off a diving board and I want to do like a massive splash or a cannonball or whatever, I'm not going to walk up to the edge, jump, and plant my heels into it because that's not athletic, that's not springy. That doesn't engage all the muscles in my leg, right? So instead, shooting's the exact same way. As I'm getting ready to shoot, I want my heels off the ground so I can have some daylight back here and avoid those heel strikes because if I do, I'm gonna get more pop, more power, more momentum, and my shot's instantly gonna be a lot faster. All right, and the next thing that is killing jump shots all over the entire planet is keeping your shooting hand behind the ball. Now, growing up, we're all taught that when we're getting ready to shoot, we gotta shove our hand behind the ball here, and we gotta keep our elbow in. It's gotta be one of these, right? The problem with this is, in theory, it makes sense. You want to keep your hand behind the ball, everything's in alignment, everything's straight. But the problem with that is, that's not really how your body's built, and that doesn't really work. Because for most players, if you shove your hand behind the ball, all it's gonna do is force your hand position to have the ball start to come out of your ring finger and your pinky this direction. So if I'm shoving my hand behind the ball, look at that angle that it ends up putting my wrist at. So the ball is automatically gonna start coming off the wrong fingers, right? So most of the time, players have much better results if they move their hand either up the ball. So if it's on top, this is like Trae Young. Trae Young shoots like this where he keeps his hand on top of the ball. So he's still in alignment when he comes up. It's just he's locking his wrist a little bit later. Or you can move your hand a little bit further to the side back of the basketball. This is where we see a lot of players have a ton of success by having their hand on the side back of the basketball. So when you swing it up, now it's coming off that middle finger, the index finger, whichever kind of dominant release you have. And so you're getting much better alignment right out of the gate. So most players, or at least very few of them, can have a good shot if their hand is behind the ball. So if this is you, if you've been to a shooting camp, or if you've got a coach who's told you hand behind the ball, I would really try changing your hand position because you're probably gonna hit more shots immediately once you implement it. And don't forget, if you really wanna turbocharge your shooting speed and your shooting accuracy, click the top link in the description down below or the top link in the comments to get free access to my quick draw shooting workout. It's the perfect workout to make sure that your jumper is on ice every single time you enter the gym. And if you're new to Shotmechanics, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come back because we're gonna put out 4 videos every single week to really make sure we're giving you as much basketball information to get you better. Again, I'm Coach Colin Castella with Shotmechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching. Until next time, splash on.